So we got a lot going on. A lot of matches to be had, but we are focusing, of course, on our portion of the bracket. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our Red Protoss player. We have our Red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. Has been patiently waiting for the winner for his next opponent. Is ready to roll. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Zerg player representing Team Roddy, the Swedish Zerg. It is Fjant. Here we go. That's good. I'm catching up with the chat. Paquito. Shout out to Paco Mike in the chat. Much love, much love. But yes, we are getting into here our second series of the night. We just casted Fjant up against his Protoss opponent, up against Blinchik earlier. Now he's up against MindelVK. Things don't get easier. MindelVK, he's a much more notable player, and I would say he's pretty comparable in skill. I would say Mindel and Fjant are pretty comparable overall. Who do I favor? It's hard to say. I would imagine this will go to the ace match. I can see this going all the way to game 3. I imagine a more back and forth, but we'll see. We'll see how our players do approach this. So far, Gate expand into Cybercore, economic opener out of MindelVK. Meanwhile, Fjant back at home going for a hatch gas pool. Going for a hatch gas pool opener. Let's go. Good. Also, let's go. Dzień dobry. Welcome everyone. Hope everyone has been having a great day. Hope everyone has been doing well. And I look forward to the massive bracket that is to come. Again, it's a little bit daunting, but there's so many matches, so many good players in today's tournament. We are missing a couple, and if you don't see your favorite regular player in this event, then it's very possible that they're traveling for IEM Katowice. Maybe they're traveling, or maybe they want to keep their builds hidden. Clem, for example, is a big name that's missing, and it's very possible that Clem is either traveling or wants to rest. Maybe he wants to rest as we are days away from IEM Katowice. Merely days away. Meanwhile, Fjant getting across the map with a couple of lings is slipping in towards the natural, trying to get a free scout off, maybe getting even a couple of workers. Does thread the mineral line, gets into the pylon. Pylon under threat here. Meanwhile, the Adept gets across the map, goes for a drone kill. Doesn't quite get the worker. Clutch sport trick there out of Fjant, and he gets a kill on the pylon. The pylon goes down. A massive pickoff, and does it all end here and now? We deny the pylons over and over again. That's a second kill as well. There is nothing here. MindelVK being punished for sending out his Adept and for not pulling the boys earlier. He is punished for it, and this is just a massive delay here on production. Massive delay on everything that Mindel has to offer. We get on top of the pylon. The boys have to be pulled for a third time. Link speed does kick in. Adept makes it back home. We will finally clean this up, but this did so much more damage. We get us around. We're going for the Adept, and we do get it. Adept falls. Second Adept does pop, but behind this was a Stargate opener into a Void Ray. But MindelVK, he has been slowed down. He has been disrupted. Had to waste so much mining time. His opener was delayed. Now, what I will say is that Fjant didn't get into the main. I spoke too soon. Didn't get in, but now will. As the Overlord does float in. Gets eyes on the tech, gets eyes on the Void Ray. Now, we spoke about this. This is a much more standard Void Ray opener out of MindelVK. The way this works is that we open up Void Ray, we go for a third base, and then we hide the tech thereafter. This could be Skytoss, this could be Glaive Adepts, this could be anything, and Fjant would have no idea, because we do have a full wall. We have a shield battery, we have an Adept, we have the Void Ray to shut down Overlords, and it is going to be a second Stargate. Now, this could be double Stargate Mass Phoenix, or it could be double Stargate into a Fleet Beacon into Carriers. We have options. We could even go Mass Void Ray, which is a little bit less popular. Carrier rushes are a little bit more trendy, a little bit more viable. Likewise, so are Tempest rushes. For now, we have our initial Oracle. I do like this. Going Oracle first throws the scent off your opponent, or throws the scent off yourself. as things look a little bit more standard. We send out the Oracle, we have a second Oracle behind this to harass, to of course gain map control, to go for scouting information. Little does Fjant know that there's a second Stargate. So we're trying to feed Fjant false information here, trying to make things look as normal as possible. Third base is getting up and running. Going for a safety Roach Warren, plus on melee. Lair is on the way, and we are amassing Void Rays. Okay, it's going to be double Stargate, massive Void Ray. As I mentioned before, this is a little bit less popular, is what I will say. But still does pack a punch. As the second Oracle has arrived. Again, with 2 Oracles, you can one-shot drones. We do dive into the natural. Queen is in the vicinity. We do pull away in time. Oh, we get 2 worker kills. Oh, we get 2 workers, but we lose an Oracle. Not worth it for MindelVK. A rough loss for him. He commits. Gets 3 extra drones in the main base. Not too bad. Keeps the Oracle alive. As we are amassing Void Rays, we have a fleet beam behind this. The first Void Ray does... Oh, I mean, it has already been scouted. So far, no major scouts. Nothing major has been seen yet. We start up +1 air attack. This could either be for mass Void Ray with Flux Veins, or we can transition into Carrier. We have options with that fleet beacon. And Fjant still has not pieced it together. If he does head towards the natural, then he will see the researching Cybercore, which will tell him, of course, of the Sky Toss. It will confirm. Ooh, the Oracle does get taken out. Lings, they do check the wall, and they do confirm. The Cybercore is researching. Fjant sees immediately, bam, Spire. Spire gets thrown down. Spire is on the way. The rest of the Void Rays, they do move forward. MindelVK, he knows the jig is up. He knows that he has been scouted, and now it's time to push. Carrier production has commenced. Void Rays have revealed themselves, but Fjant already knew that. He already did see +1 air. That's why he's getting ready for Corruptor. And the Void Rays, they do head towards that 5th, or the would-be 5th. And it will be denied. It will be cancelled. Nice pick up here from MindelVK. Queens, they're coming into support. And Mindel cannot fight this head on. He does have to respect it. Does pull back. Fjant at the same time going for a Bane Bust. Bold move, but I do approve. Bold move there by Fjant. Gas Geyser gets taken out. Pretty crucial, actually. Gas is so important here for the Zerg. The Banelings, as the Banelings, they do roll in. There's no way out. There's no way to escape here. Banelings, they roll into the mineral line. The probes are trapped. There's no way out of here. And we do connect. Massive connections here at the 3rd base. And every single worker goes down. The SimCity working against MindelVK, as there was no escape. A handful of probes left, but we just go to town here on the mineral line. 27, 28 probes full. Across the map, the Void Rays are doing what they can, but alas, they did run into the Queens. Yeah, the Void Rays, they just moved into the Queens. 3 of them already fell. We can't deny the 5th, but we're double expanding. We have a 5th and a 6th base on the way. Looks like we should just barely force a cancel. But again, Fjant doesn't care. He has another backup base. And the economy has been crippled. And 12 Corruptors are on the way. Now, Void Rays, they can fare well against Corruptors. They can support Carriers, but we already lost 3 of them. It happened off screen as we were focusing on the run-by. But 3 Void Rays fell. They ran into the Queens, they ran into the Spores, and they did end up getting shut down. Fjant, he's in control of this game. Very much so. Mindel was doing well for himself until the water buy. Until the water buy, Papi. The Void Rays, they were called out. They denied a base, but there was nothing at home to defend. There was not enough at home to defend, I should say. Corruptors, they do confirm the army. Void Rays, they have returned. They have returned back home. Fjant is looking for another way in. No cannons. We have 1 shield battery, 1 overcharge, 1 hope, 1 dream. But how many Corruptors? 19! 19 Corruptors. My god. Second Spire for upgrades, +1 air attack, Infestation Whip for Hive Tech. And Fjant, he's looking for any kind of stray units here. Cannons are done! Ooh, Cloak is popped. We do shut down 2 Corruptors. Pretty good trade here for Mindel. Gets 2 Corruptors for energy. Did have to use the slow zone. He is amassing Void Rays. So MindelVK, he is recovering on 3 bases. He's building up his worker count. Unfortunately, Fjant has full map control, and he's joined up to 83. He has a full saturation here, everything you would ever dream of. Taking up beautifully, does dive on the army, kills the carrier. A carrier for 3 for 4 corruptors. We get a Void Ray as well. Good pickups here by Fjant. Lings, they collapse here on the would-be 4th base, and all he has to do is deny the 4th over and over again. Mothership does fall as well. And there just isn't enough support. The corruptors, they commit. A bold move here. A lot of corruptors are going to fall, but then we do reset the Void Rays. Oh, not quite worth it. That was a brutal trade. That was 16 corruptors going down. But Fjant did kill the 4th, and maybe that makes it worth it. We deny the 4th, we contain the Protoss player to 3 base economy, and even though Fjant did lose 16 corruptors, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, that's a heavy loss for Fjant, he can remax. He has the economy to rebuild. And the Zerg player, they're more than happy to do so. To trade with their army. Massive caustic spray here on the natural waste. He's gonna get a kill! A kill here on the Nexus. We focus down the Void Ray, we get the hell out of there. And again, Fjant is under no threat of a counterattack. There just isn't enough here. There is not enough here to counterattack. We can't go all in. At the same time, we catch MindelVK out of position. That's a kill! That's a kill, not a cancel. 400 minerals down the drain, and MindelVK is being pulled apart. Again, all this because he lost his Void Rays earlier. After losing the Void Rays, he became so vulnerable to a counterattack. He was just stuck at home, didn't have any kind of presence whatsoever. And of course, lost his mineral line, right? He lost his 3rd base because of that as well. And now we can come in. We take down another carrier. And Fjant is maxed out. Fjant, he has maxed. Mothership has arrived. And again, even though that was like 1 carrier for 5 corruptors, or 3 corruptors even, like again, well worth the trade. We do have to respect these Archons. These Archons, they do pose a threat. But the Lings, they get in once again. They surround that 4th base. Oh, and that's another kill. No shot. That's another kill, not cancel. 3 next high have fallen. It was this 4th base twice, as well as the natural. 3 dead bases. Expensive losses here for MindelVK. Urchins are coming back in. We yoink a carrier. We get 1, we get 2. Ooh, and we get 3. 3 carriers go down. We get, oh my god, we get a 4th. We get the Mothership. GG gets called, and Fjant will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Again, Fjant able to take advantage of MindelVK so well, taking advantage of the positioning of Mindel, aware of where the Void Rays were of course, and abusing that. Abusing that fact, pulling MindelVK apart, and just not allowing him to get comfortable. Overall, this was a much stronger start for Mindel compared to the previous Protoss opponent. That is true. But alas, he just wasn't able to get away with it. The downside when you're rushing into Skytoss like this is you are very limited in how many units you have available. In army units, so very limited. Every army unit is valuable to you. And for Mindel to lose 3 Void Rays, to be caught out of position, that was the game-winning move. The game-winning move from Fjant, because that was the moment where he got ahead, he got map control, and he maintained that lead, he maintained that map control, and he used it to such great effect. Just, again, mass harass and just pulling Mindel left and right, pulling him apart. GG. GG, well played. And now we're getting into game number 2. Can we tie this up? Can we force an ace match? I know we can, but the pressure is on our Protoss player. In the top right-hand corner of Solaris, we have our red Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming up against the wall. He has to fight back here and now. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Zerg player representing Team Roddy, leading the series 1-0. One más, 1 more is all he needs to advance on into the next round. It is Fjant. Here we go, going for a 14 hatch. Oh my. Dark, is that you? These 14 hatch openers were a little bit more common by... Oh, wait, what? 14-13? What is... I'm a little bit more unfamiliar with this. So 14 hatch timings here from the side of Zerg is something that was popularized by the Korean Zerg players, by players like Dark and Shin. Solar dabbled in it as well. It's an alternate way to go for a hatchery on location without being disrupted by the probe. It's an alternate variation of the 15 hatch, for example. The downside here is that Fjant has a very delayed gas here from our Zerg player. The upside is that we do get our base on location. It is a little bit less economic for our Zerg player, but it is safer overall. But we did actually get a really fast spawning pool with this, and as a result, there it is, 6 lings are on the way. Very fast ling production here from Fjant, and we'll see if he can get across the map. We'll see if he can punish his opponent like he did in the previous game. That is going to be, oh my, that's 8 lings. My god, 10 lings here across the map. Jesus. The 14-15, again, I'm not too familiar with this opener or this variation with such a fast spawning pool, but I'm getting introduced, and we can see the advantage of it, and that is just a mass ling flood behind this. Now, drones are coming out behind this as well, but these lings, they have to pay for themselves. They do need to gain some value here. Oh, we were supply blocked! We were supply blocked for a little bit too long there. Adept is on the way. Lings, they do get across the map. The Adept is halfway done! And we can get a surround. Good surface area on the gateway. The gateway is under threat. It's under fire. And the gateway will fall. Now, the Adept will come out just in time, but it won't be out in time to save the building. Okay, the gateway does crumble. Secondary wall behind this. Containing MindelVK to 2 bases. Forcing him to pull the wall off as well. And again, behind this, we're just droning. We're just saturating our bases. Ooh, Fjant supply block. This Overlord is late. Oh, everyone's getting supply blocked. But a very late Overlord here. Fjant, he's banking up so many minerals. 500 minerals in the bank. Not like this. Fjant, a little bit too excited. Did mess up his opener a little bit. And that means that MindelVK is in a decent position here. He's fully walled off, that's true. But he's working towards the Twilight Council. Working towards, I imagine, Glaive Adepts. And Fjant is going to be in some trouble here. Remember, no gas. He's gasless right now. Gases are so late here for Fjant. Means late ling speed, late roach production. And Glaives has begun. Oh boy. Okay, so we have Glaive Adepts on the horizon. Overlord does confirm. Now, with confirmation of this tech, do we skip ling speed? Against Glaive Adepts, I don't think we can. I was going to say, do we skip ling speed? Do we go into faster roach production? That's possible, but lings are still crucial in the defense, and we do need to keep up with the Adepts. We do need to keep up with the Shades. We'll see how Mindel can respond here. Proxy gateway across the map. Ooh, this is brutal. Okay, so it's going to be 4-gate. It's going to be 4-gate Glaive Adepts. But with a bit of a twist. No Robo. No Robo here from MindelVK. That means we're going to be warping in across the map very quickly. This is going to hit faster than normal. And we'll see if Fjant can keep up. Lings are fanning out. Fjant, he does smell that something is wrong. Something is amiss. And oh, he barely misses. Barely doesn't scout that gateway, but it looks like he will eventually come across this. He does come across the gateway in the end. Gets on top of the pylon. And will shut this down. Whew. Does force a cancel. And MindelVK takes the third. Takes the third base instead. No Robo, which means he cannot reinforce. He is still moving out with Glaive Adepts, that is true. Glaives is done. But he has to warp in defensively back at home. He has to warp in back at home. It takes a long time to get across the map. Meanwhile, I assume that we'd be skipping ling speed, and we do. Ling speed has been skipped. We're going straight into roach production and lair. No time for ling speed. We do have a full wall off here at the natural. Lings, they're going to be testing the waters. They do check that natural. They come across the third. They do come across the third base. Adepts, they deny mining here at the third base location of Fjant as well, but we have plenty of roaches to defend. Fjant is safe and sound. Shuts down the Adepts. And it can freely go back to mining. I love the little door that we've made with the spore. Asviano! Okay, we go. The door does close. Now we can go back to mining. We can reposition our army. Behind this, we're working towards Blink, and the game is going to be stabilizing from here. It's been a very shaky game. It's been very back and forth. Again, I'm loving the ingenuity here behind this wall. Burrowing whenever we do see the Adept shade in. Speaking of Adepts, they do shade in once again, but we do wall up. Very similar, actually, to in PvP when you throw down a pylon or a shield battery, sorry, to wall off the main base from Adepts. Very similar. As behind this, we're working towards a second Robo and a Robotics Bay. We are taking up into double Colossus production. Very tech-heavy style here out of MindelVK. Very tech-heavy. This will give the opportunity, if Fjant realizes what's going on, he can take up into Lurkers, can take up into Hive. Ooh, as the Adepts, they do get a couple of drone kills. 3 workers do go down. Not bad. Not bad at all. As the Adepts do not come into the shade. And the Roaches will force them back. This is a risky move. We are not going double Colossus production. We're headed into Disruptors. Double Disruptor production instead. As you can imagine, high risk, high reward. Disruptors, they can either make or break a fight for you, for the Protoss player. Oh, as that's a bit of wasted energy. We do pick off 2 Roaches, but that was a lot of force fields. Nevers go up. Oh, they don't quite connect to the Roaches. They collapse here on the army. They're going for the sentries. Sentries and Disruptors. Never goes off, gets 1. Gets 1 Roach. We collapse on the army. Overcharge, putting in a lot of work, but we do focus down one of those Disruptors. And every single sentry. Yeah, every sentry goes down. The army is being forced back. This is a bit of an overextension from Fjant. Bit of an overextension. But the Roaches, they do keep on pushing. Again, I don't think we can break through. We're getting some Stalkers, but we're running out of steam. We're running out of Roaches. We do get another Disruptor. But this was a pretty efficient fight from Mindel. But the wave, the swarm doesn't end. The swarm does not stop. As we just rally everything across the map. We're just brute forcing our way through. Disruptor has arrived. Show us the splits. Oh, we don't need to. Disruptor goes down. We have 1 more Nova left. Gets a Zealot, gets one of those Roaches. It's not going to be enough, and it looks like Fjant, he overwhelms his opponent. This has been a long attack, a long push, but he has pulled it off. He has broken the back of Mindel. Cybercore goes down. Only Zealots can be warped in. Charge is not done. They are slow. Slow lots to defend. Link Stalkers, they're doing what they can. Oh, as we do depower the gateways, the Artosis Pylon was real. The Artosis Pylon goes down. A second overcharge. That's how long this fight has been going. That's the second overcharge of this fight. But it doesn't matter. We can just focus through all these Stalkers. GG gets called, and Fjant overwhelms MindelVK. Does take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Oh, GG there, as that was a bit of a messier game. It was a little bit more chaotic there, but Fjant, he was able to cook, Papi. He was able to cook, able to make some magic happen. Did end up getting eyes on the Glaive Adepts. As a result, he skipped Link Speed. He skipped Link Speed, went straight into, of course, Roach production, fully walled off. He found the proxy gateway, so he denied the 4-gate Blink. 4-gate Glaive Adept. Did force a third out of his opponent, and Fjant was able to recover. He was able to recover and able to shut down the initial build of MindelVK. And with that, GG, well played. Fjant does advance on into the next round. GG. GG, well played. With that, I believe he has an opponent. I believe that he has an opponent ready and waiting. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back of yourselves.